Royal Navy aircraft carrier modernizes with cutting-edge unmanned air wing. The United Kingdom's Royal Navy is preparing to enter a new chapter in naval warfare by testing unmanned aircraft on its premier aircraft carriers. The service has announced plans to conduct experimental operations with the General Atomics Mojave drone from the flight deck of HMS Prince of Wales, one of Britain's 2 Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers. These tests represent a significant step toward modernizing the Royal Navy's carrier air wings with unmanned systems, a development that could transform naval aviation operations globally. As naval powers worldwide struggle with the escalating costs of carrier aviation and the operational limitations of traditional manned aircraft, the Royal Navy's innovative approach could establish a new paradigm for maritime air power projection in the 21st century. HMS Prince of Wales is the second of the UK's Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers, designed to carry approximately 24 F-35B Lightning II fighter jets during standard deployments. However, the Royal Navy currently faces limitations in fully utilizing its carrier capabilities. Due to the ongoing acquisition of qualified pilots and F-35B aircraft, the UK's 2 carriers typically operate with just 8 fifth-generation fighters each, far below their maximum capacity. This reality has prompted military planners to explore innovative solutions to maximize their carriers' operational potential. The Queen Elizabeth-class carriers represent Britain's return to carrier aviation after a decade-long gap following the retirement of the Invincible-class carriers. With displacements of approximately 65,000 tons each, they are the largest warships ever built for the Royal Navy, and exemplify the UK's commitment to maintaining blue water naval capabilities. However, without sufficient aircraft to fill their spacious flight decks, these impressive vessels cannot realize their full potential as instruments of British maritime power. The General Atomics Mojave is a specialized unmanned aerial system, UAS, derived from the combat-proven MQ-9A Reaper, which is currently operated by the U.S. Air Force, various NATO allies, and Japan. What makes the Mojave particularly suitable for carrier operations is its adaptability to expeditionary warfare scenarios. The drone boasts an array of advanced features that make it a highly capable and versatile asset in modern warfare and reconnaissance missions. One of its standout attributes is its detachable wings, which allow for easy transportation and compact storage, ideal for rapid deployment and operations in remote or mobile environments. It is designed with short takeoff and landing STOL capability, enabling it to operate efficiently from shortened runways, aircraft carrier decks, or makeshift airstrips in rugged terrain. Despite its compact form, the drone impresses with a substantial payload capacity of up to 3,600 pounds, 1,633 kilograms, allowing it to carry a wide range of munitions and surveillance equipment. It is equipped with 7 hardpoints, 6 under the wings and 1 on the centerline, providing flexibility for mounting weapons or sensors. Remarkably, it can carry up to 16 Lockheed Martin AGM-114 Hellfire air-to-surface missiles, making it a formidable strike platform. In terms of surveillance, it houses sophisticated sensor systems, including electro-optical infrared EOR cameras, radar, and signal intelligence gear to ensure superior situational awareness. The drone has an overall length of 29 feet and a wingspan of 52 feet, with a maximum gross takeoff weight of 7,000 pounds, 3,175 kilograms. Its avionics and flight control systems are based on the reliable architecture of the MQ-9 Reaper and MQ-1C Gray Eagle ER, ensuring both stability and combat-proven performance. The Mojave's flight endurance varies based on mission configuration, offering up to 25 hours maximum endurance, 8 hours with ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance payloads, or 3 hours when armed with 12 Hellfire missiles. It can travel up to 2,500 nautical miles, 4,630 kilometers in ferry configuration. This operational flexibility makes it an ideal complement to the more specialized and expensive F-35B Lightning II fighters. The drone's open architecture design is another significant advantage, allowing for flexible integration of new payloads and weapon systems as technology evolves. This adaptability ensures that the Mojave could remain relevant throughout decades of service, with capabilities that can be upgraded to meet emerging threats without requiring wholesale replacement of the platform. One of the most significant challenges for the Royal Navy's carriers has been aircraft compatibility. Unlike American supercarriers, the Queen Elizabeth-class vessels were designed without catapults or arresting gear, limiting their fixed-wing aircraft operations to those capable of short takeoff and vertical landing S2Ls. Currently, the F-35B Lightning II is the only fixed-wing aircraft that can operate from these British carriers. The Mojave drone's STOL capability makes it potentially compatible with these carriers without major modifications. This could dramatically expand the types of aircraft available to the Royal Navy and similar navies worldwide, including Turkey, Italy, Australia, Spain, and Japan, which operate comparable carrier designs. The operational flexibility offered by STOL-capable drones could revolutionize how smaller carrier navies approach air-wing composition. These nations have historically been constrained by the limited selection of carrier-compatible aircraft, often forcing compromises in capability or numbers. The introduction of purpose-built carrier drones could provide these navies with affordable options to augment their limited fleets of manned aircraft, potentially extending the operational relevance of smaller carriers well into the future. Perhaps the most compelling argument for incorporating drones like the Mojave into carrier air wings is economic. The F-35B Lightning II costs approximately $111.3 million per aircraft as of 2021, not accounting for inflation, and requires about $42,000 per flight hour to operate. Over a 4,000-hour operational lifespan, each F-35B represents a total investment of roughly $269 million. By contrast, the Mojave drone is estimated to cost approximately $32 million per unit, comparable to the MQ-9 Reaper, with an hourly operational cost of around $5,000, about 1/8 the hourly cost of the F-35B. Over 4,000 operational hours, each Mojave would cost approximately $52 million, representing potential savings of over $200 million compared to the F-35B over the same period. These economic realities are particularly significant in the context of tightening defense budgets across NATO countries. The United Kingdom, like many of its allies, faces difficult choices about how to allocate limited defense resources across competing priorities. By incorporating more affordable unmanned systems into its carrier air wings, the Royal Navy could potentially maintain a more robust carrier presence with existing budget constraints. Furthermore, the lower operational cost of drones enables more frequent and sustained training operations, potentially improving overall readiness and crew proficiency. This increased training tempo could enhance the Royal Navy's ability to rapidly deploy and effectively employ its carrier strike groups during crises or conflicts. The Royal Navy faces a significant capability gap in its carrier force. While the UK initially planned to purchase 138 F-35B fighter jets, it has currently committed to acquiring only 74, with two carriers potentially requiring up to 60 jets each. In wartime scenarios, there simply won't be enough F-35Bs to fully equip both vessels simultaneously. A mixed deployment of F-35B fighter jets and Mojave drones presents a practical and flexible strategy for addressing modern maritime and littoral threats. In this configuration, Mojave drones can take on a variety of critical support roles, enhancing the overall effectiveness of the force. Acting as forward pickets, these drones can provide persistent over-the-horizon surveillance, extending situational awareness far beyond the range of conventional systems. They are also well-suited to serve as early warning platforms, detecting incoming anti-ship missiles or approaching enemy vessels before they pose an immediate threat. In scenarios involving swarms of small, fast-moving boats where the F-35B is not ideally optimized, The drones can operate as defensive assets, intercepting and neutralizing such threats efficiently. Moreover, Mojave drones can be equipped for anti-submarine warfare operations, further broadening their utility in naval missions. For low-intensity or routine operations where deploying a fifth-generation fighter is neither necessary nor cost-efficient, these drones offer a much more economical alternative. Their relatively lower cost and unmanned nature also make them expendable for high-risk reconnaissance missions in contested or denied environments. Together, the F-35Bs and Mojave drones create a balanced force that leverages the strengths of manned stealth aircraft with the tactical versatility and risk tolerance of unmanned systems. This approach would allow the Royal Navy to reserve its limited inventory of F-35Bs for missions that truly require their advanced stealth and combat capabilities, while delegating routine patrol, surveillance, and limited strike operations to more economical unmanned platforms. In essence, it represents a more efficient distribution of capabilities across the carrier air wing. In addition, the Mojave's long endurance capabilities could significantly enhance the carrier strike group's overall situational awareness and operational reach. With the ability to remain airborne for extended periods, these drones could maintain persistent surveillance over vast maritime areas, providing critical intelligence on potential threats long before they come within range of ship-based sensors. The Royal Navy has a storied history of naval aviation innovation, including the HMS Argus, the world's first true aircraft carrier, commissioned more than a century ago. Now, it appears the service could be pioneering another revolution, the first operational carrier-based drone force. If successful, these tests could establish a new paradigm for naval air operations, addressing both the skyrocketing costs of modern naval aviation and the persistent shortage of carrier-capable aircraft. Other navies facing similar challenges will undoubtedly be watching closely. The integration of unmanned systems like the Mojave represents not just a technological evolution, but a fundamental rethinking of what carrier air wings can be. As we enter an era where unmanned and optionally manned systems become increasingly capable, these tests aboard HMS Prince of Wales may mark the beginning of a new chapter in naval aviation, one that balances high-end manned fighters with versatile, cost-effective unmanned systems. The implications extend beyond just the Royal Navy. If successful, this model could influence carrier doctrine worldwide, potentially accelerating the adoption of unmanned systems by other navies. The U.S. Navy, which has been experimenting with its own carrier-based drones, like the MQ-25 Stingray, might find valuable lessons in the Royal Navy's approach. Similarly, emerging carrier powers like China and India could incorporate these insights into their own carrier development programs. The Royal Navy's experimentation with the Mojave drone aboard HMS Prince of Wales reflects a forward-looking approach to naval aviation. By potentially introducing unmanned systems to complement its F-35B Lightning II fighters, the Royal Navy could enhance its carrier's capabilities while managing costs and addressing aircraft shortages. If successful, this initiative could influence carrier operations globally, particularly for navies operating smaller carriers without catapults and arresting gear. This evolution in carrier air wing composition comes at a critical time for naval warfare. As anti-access area denial capabilities proliferate and traditional carrier operations face increasing threats, the ability to project power with a diverse mix of manned and unmanned platforms could prove essential for maintaining the relevance of aircraft carriers in future conflicts. The Royal Navy's current experiments may well lay the groundwork for the next century of naval aviation. What are your thoughts on deploying Mojave drones aboard British aircraft carriers? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you found this breakdown informative, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of cutting-edge military technology. See you in the next mission.